Alrighty, let's get into episode 3, the Fletching and Moondrop Traveling Carnival of Curiosities. Yeah. We open up with Molly Muck being an absolute dog in the sheets. Dog. Moving on from this scene, there was actually a little bit about that scene that I did like, and it was the fact that, the two people he was staying overnight with and having a lovely PG-13 sleepover was the 9 eyes tattoos going up his body. And I was like, whoo, and man, those come back later in the episode to be so sick. But it is very, very cool, I will say, shortly right now, to see a blood hunter depicted in the animation. Or man, it just gives so much like life. It's lovely. I love the animation. Another thing that was very cool that stuck out to my lovely girlfriend was that she liked how Molly Muck kind of was like this chill dude that everyone liked at the carnival. Like they did a really good job of like depicting how this is like Molly's family. Because that's the whole thing behind Molly's character, if I remember correctly, right? It's that he's had multiple lives, essentially, or like, not like spoiling anyone for if anyone's watching this thinking I'm pulling this from the campaign, but I technically am pulling this from the campaign. It's like he's done multiple jobs or different things, and he finally has found his true life at the carnival. Now, I may be completely wrong, but correct me in the comments. I don't mind to be corrected. Anyways, I say all that to say that his character really like resonated with her. She really like thinks that this is probably one of her top characters so far. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think again, just I have to praise them on this. The pacing feels just so good. So good. And then something that I don't think I mentioned in the last review that I should have said in this one was that also it makes sense that the pacing feels really good too, because they have more time obviously for episodes. They're nearly an hour long, so that's really good as well. And I really like how Molly right here didn't end up like those tarot card scammers. I hope I don't offend anyone who uses tarot, but just gave it to the starving man straight, just like, hey, you gotta go see a real doctor. You gotta go see, you just gave him his money back. That again was another moment that I think resonated really well with my girlfriend. And it actually made me, I now getting to see Molly in action and kind of like, since it's an animated series now, I can pay attention and like, okay, it's like this, when you're watching the campaigns, it's hours of content you're consuming. So you're kind of bouncing around from each character, hearing little things, picking up on who's going to be your favorite. When I locked on to Ford, it was really hard to pay attention to too many others except Caduceus. Not going to talk about Caduceus right now, but Molly was kind of like that character where if you watch the campaign, we were still learning about him in the beginning and the mystique kind of around him, which is very cool. But I felt like I like him definitely a lot more in the animated than I could connect or resonate with in the campaign, which is funny because my man is flipping around tarot cards, and that's the whole thing behind it, like this mysticism. I don't remember if he used that to scam though. I can't remember, or if he genuinely believed in the cards and how they were drawn. There we go. But you would think with that being his character that this would be the character I low-key would resonate with the most, but I don't know. Now you guys let me know. I don't know if this is true. I don't remember if I seen a post from Critical Role and them talking about, let's see if you can find the many voices of Matthew Mercer in the series. I'm not sure if he is he the dude in the bear outfit, because it high-key felt like he was also the guy in the bear outfit. I know he's Essex, but it felt like he was this bear, but I could be wrong. Let me know. But anyways, to summarize this part up, we have our whole cast walking in and finally getting to really like walk by each other and be all in the same vicinity to each other, which I thought was really cool. I'm just like, I like how it's being depicted that they were, like, I mean, they met at a circus carnival thing, and it's cool how they're depicting like they were really close to each other, like they were just like walking right past each other and they had no idea. I don't know, I really like it, like how they shown that in the episode. It's like they just don't know these people they're about to be with. I suppose you can say Beauregard was looking for not not looking. I shouldn't say that because it makes it seem like that was the reason Beauregard's here on the mission from Dyron to meet the Connect. But it's just cool how Beauregard had that little moment with Caleb and not in the last episode, and just how they're tying it all together, like that they're gonna all run into each other again. I just really like how it's done. And then this moment with freaking Ford where he's like, I have fun. It was a really great moment. Wow, this just cracked me up. This moment would not almost made my girlfriend cry. This was a really sad moment. Like, you know, I like how they're depicting this stuff, because like, you know, those of us who watch the campaign know, like, essentially okay, here's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume the drinking and like not behavior is due to that very big event that happens later on, but you know, I'm not gonna say too much here. This moment for me was also really cool too, because I like how it's showing more of the D&D like choices, like of, you know, like races that exist in the world. I thought this was very, very cool to see, like the, you know, the birds, because I was like, yo, that feels like a character I would play. I can't remember their name. I was telling my girlfriend this too. It was like a something, Era. I think it's Era Cochra. But, you know, it's cool to see that, like I don't know, like that this circus attracted people from all walks of life. And then it also kind of puts in perspective that like some of the civilians there at this whole little carnival thing were just like, it was just a bunch of people coming to enjoy it. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know why. This moment just stuck out to me a lot. Maybe I've got something with, you know, with birds. I'm like Brendan. No, I'm just joking. Does Brendan, is that what it is about Brendan? He has some way of sneaking like bird things in there. I think that was one of the, I can't remember. It was like such a slight thing that my brain picked up. But yeah. And then I like this moment too between Not and Caleb, you know, needing this to get this little beetle, fire beetle, lava beetle thing to do some magic, right? And just the whole moment with the Volstrucker. And all of us who know Caleb definitely do not want him getting caught by a Volstrucker right now. But you know, and he definitely doesn't want to get caught by a Volstrucker. But I don't know. I just like it. I like it, man. I like it. I like how they're showing the little things, the little connections, because somebody who doesn't know and is watching this is literally like, why did he get so shook at almost seeing like a Volstrucker? And then it's like tying it together, piecing it together. And I like it. Being someone who knows the campaign, this feels so freaking awesome. Also, an honorable mention that I have to do with episode 1 was when that was also a nice moment between Not and Caleb, when she had given him the wanted poster, and then he was like, oh, you didn't turn me in. That was a really cool moment. I love the relationship building, but also the moment where Caleb was basically saying, he didn't kill the person he loves yet. And then it cuts to Trent Ickathon, right? Trent Ickathon. So I'm trying to remember the names properly again, but yeah, I like how they're setting the scenes up with the cuts and what it's cutting back to, and it's pretty good. And then this was really cool too. Like the moment between Molly and Beauregard. I think this was just a really sick moment. I enjoyed this moment because it was just kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of cool how, you know, Beauregard was like kind of like buying that he was really reading her fortune, but Molly does have a knack for it. This is what is stopping me from the whole tarot card thing. I can't remember if Molly's character actually had a connection to the cards, like in a spiritual way, where he was sort of able to read things about you, or he was a con man with the tarot cards. And it was kind of like, because of body language, picking up social cues, whatever, like being around so many different people because of all his many lives, if I'm going off of that he's picked up how to read certain tells from people. Like Beauregard's here to meet people, so he knows what tarot cards to pull, or that it's actually more mystical in this, because in the animation, how they're making it seem is it's more mystical. you know, I'm reviewing the episode, so there's going to be spoilers, but basically to say, like, later in this episode when he pulls the death card, it was very telling, which I don't remember if the death card, I mean, I don't really think any card is necessarily bad because I've pulled the death card before too, and it also can represent transformation, which, I mean, transformation could go either way if the card reversed. I don't know why I'm talking about tarot right now. Anyways, nonetheless, it feels like they're going more for a mystical read in this one, but also, like, for the guy that he said needed to see a doctor earlier in the episode, he pulled the hunger card. So I don't know why he just, like, went back on it and was like, you know what, you need to go see a real, like, doctor, consult a real doctor or someone that could really help you, because he was gonna, like, scam him. Or, like, when he pulled the card, it's like, unless he really thought it would just not be helpful for him to show him that card, you know, because I that's what I was trying to remember during the episode was, hang on, was Molly actually able to tell your fortune, or was it just like chance, or kind of tell where your fate was leading to? I couldn't remember. But I really like this moment between them when he places the card down and he's like, you want to serve the greater good, but you can't do it alone. It's just really cool how it's building on all them getting together. Now, when Ford and Jester are going through the mirrors, I thought this was a really cool moment. This little Easter egg of Jester walking by the mirror, and it's Laura. That was so sick. That was such a sick catch. And then when Travis went by, it was Ford. Or when Travis went by, it was Ford. How funny. When Ford went by, it was Travis. That was really cool. Let me see if I can click and get it. Yeah, right there. That is so cool. I love that they did that. I love that they did that. That's such a cool. That's why, like, oh man, dude, like, my creative mind could think of doing things like this, but to be able to bring it and show it in animation is so sick. Like, I would do things like this. I love I've done it with thumbnails and things on my channel where I've hinted at certain things or done things in a certain order. It feels like a little bit tough to explain this, but it's essentially like this, like, Easter egg. It's an Easter egg, but it's like just cool how you can throw little details like that in animation. There's probably ones I've missed so far, and there's actually one that I should mention now that I'm thinking about Easter eggs, because it just came through to my mind, was at one point where Molly is talking to the one guy he's with right here. Oh, I love how I pulled up that looks like a perfect frame. Talking to him, he said everything should go as smoothly as a Derolo. That was a very cool call to Percy, his other character. So I just thought, yeah, man, that was really cool too. I also really like this moment where, you know, they're looking at each other here and Ford looks back over his shoulder because he's looking at himself. And it's just this, you know, it's this play on the last episode being like, who will you be? This whole just play on that, you know, who he sees in the reflection is who he, you know, is raising up to be. It's just good. It's just so solid. It's just, you know, it's like, can he really trust his reflection? Is that who he's really is, or is that who he's aspiring to be? I don't know. That's how my mind was taking it at the moment, just his reflection. And I just was like, yes, dude, because it's like, he's got to embody this leader. Anyways, I'm always going to love and yap about Ford in incomprehensible manner. So it doesn't matter. But you got the moment with Beauregard meeting the one-eyed guy, Courier and stuff, and it was cool him talking about this is why you expositors die young, things like that. It was really cool to see that moment too, and blah de blah, because, you know, she's not really an expositor. She's even lower than that and being put on a mission like this, so it's really crazy. Now also, so I don't get ads and I can actually I'll just scroll along the timeline, but another really funny moment was when Beauregard goes to confront Caleb and not about the, you know, the horses getting away, and then she accidentally breaks this dude's hand pretty much, or like just bends his wrist back. You know, that was very funny. And then like even the moment where she picks up Knot and she's like, ugh, what is this? Like, it's so foul. But then another like really just a funny moment with Beauregard and Molly is like, all right, now you gotta leave. And then she's like, that's not like, he was like, you go and hurt a child, and she's like, that's not a child, that's a goblin. And I think Molly was just like, what's the difference, kind of. But Yeah. So that moment was really cool. And then just more moments with or building on what I really liked is I think this moment actually happened, which was another cool callback to the campaign because of like Ford's low strength. They're actually playing on that really well too. But before I come to that moment, let me say I like this. I think it was this moment right here, right? Where they're talking to each other, or is it after? Okay, I don't know if it's before or after, but I like the Ford and Jester moment during this episode where I think he's talking to Jester about like, where do you get your powers from? Does your god talk to you in your sleep? Blah, blah, blah. Are there other followers of the Traveler? Like, I've never heard of them. I like how they're building on it. And, you know, she really does seem schizo. But after that, I like the little lollipop game. And it's funny because, you know, from here, it's like her spiritual weapon becomes the lollipop. So that was really cool. And then also like the play on Ford's strength and everything right here. He goes to hit it. And I think during the campaign, he did roll a natural 1, right? And then did she roll a natural 20? I don't remember. I probably just told my girlfriend misinformation. But that was very funny to me because I think this was something that happened, right? I can't fully remember. But then, you know, the full orcs coming over here and then Molly stepping in, which that was another cool moment too. You know, Molly handing them the tickets and everything. And they're doing it really well. It's done really well. So I appreciate it. It's really cool. And then again, this moment with Caleb stealing the beetle and everything, who brings a big frog to this carnival event, by the way, that was pretty wild to me. But also I like how they're stringing it in with Jester being the one chosen. I really thought she was going to get chomped. Yeah, Beauregard comes back in and that whole thing, and then just everything hits the fan. See, and here's the thing. I can't remember if this is like what went down during the campaign. So you guys got to let me know. Because this is one moment where I was like, okay, I don't properly remember this. And I know, again, that they are changing things and shifting things around. But I wanted to know, like, is this like accurate to what actually happened at the carnival? Because I can't remember. Like, why do I feel like I can't remember if this is exactly what went down? You know, because it was this event, right? It's just been a long time, man. So I gotta be surface level with this stuff and just be honest too when I'm recording the video that I don't remember it too much. Because it's like, for me, what happened is, you know, when you're watching the campaign actively daily, you're remembering the information as it goes on. But as, you know, older or earlier information becomes, you know, irrelevant, then it's like the information that you're paying attention to maybe a few episodes before and current play a role. And also during the campaign, they're taking notes and everything. So much happens, you know. But so I can't remember from the beginning, like, what exactly went down. But I remember this, again, this is how they all met and everything. Caleb's magical thing here was cool. Ford's little anime moment when he went to protect Jester was cool, and giving the kid the hat. Molly's moment was very, very cool. This scene was grim. Everybody transforming. I mean, the animation is beautiful. Like, it was just awesome. And then, you know, not sniping the little creature that tried to hop up on Caleb. Yeah, and I think oh yeah, Ford bumped into Caleb, right? And that's what bumped the fireball into something else, or into the tent, which was cool because I was like, it felt like that began how they, because Ford and Caleb didn't really like, I don't think they really liked each other in the beginning. I don't remember. That's what I ended up saying to my girlfriend. Probably more false information. Oh no, I clicked it. Oh damn, I didn't mean to click it because I meant to go to Molly's moment, but whatever. Okay, we'll just go to the yapping moment, and it's 9:53, so I got to get ready to turn on Critical Role. But oh shit. But another cool thing during that was Molly's whole moment where a little bit of the blood was drawn from his face. I think, like, I don't know what went. Oh, the person who, again, remind me on who it was. Because I think that guy was like was it a lover to Molly or like a father figure that took him into the carnival? I can't really remember. But that was a very emotional scene. And then when he transformed in and cut Molly's face, and then the whole, like, the memories and the blood hunter just woke up in him, and the animation is so fucking beautiful. It is so good. I love that style of animation, especially for, you know, the campaign. And even even my girlfriend was saying that she wants the Epic the Musical, if you know, by Jorge, that Epic the Musical so far, to be animated in that style, in the style that this campaign is. I don't know if they ever are going to make a series out of his musical, but his reimagined, it was just, man, everything was crazy about Epic the Musical. But anyways, yeah, I absolutely love this episode, and I can't wait to get to episode 4, because now it's kind of like we got the real meat and potatoes. Oh, getting into it. Like we got the foundation out the way. Now it's time to get really into the series, them connecting. You know, the little jail scene is coming up that we seen in the trailers with them being interrogated, but like now we are really getting to it. I love that they're all together and we're going to start seeing it. And who know, I don't know if they're going to be really all together off the bat. Maybe it's going to take like maybe 2 more episodes, but nonetheless, it's here. I'm going to be here talking about every episode. And yeah, man, I just love this shit, man. So let me know how you guys, what you guys thought about it down below. I'm out of here. Much love and Moonlight, and I am tired. But all right, peace out.